Hey everyone, Paul here, and today I just want to share briefly about being an imitator of God. Now, this will be the topic of Pastor Chris's sermon this Sunday, July 16th, here at Lakeshore, as he continues preaching through the book of Ephesians. Now, you probably have or had someone in your life to whom you looked up to, someone you wanted to be like, a role model. This could be a parent or another family member. Maybe it was a high school coach or teacher, perhaps a close friend or church member. Whatever the case, you saw something in that person that you valued and wanted to emulate in your life. So what does it mean to imitate someone? I looked it up. Imitate is a verb used with an object. It means to follow or endeavor to follow as a model or example, to mimic. Another definition, to have or assume the appearance of, to resemble. Now, we need to be careful that we imitate the real thing. And I'm sure you have heard of people trying to pass off an imitation of something as being the real thing, such as a painting or an expensive piece of jewelry. Then there's people who try to copy money and spend it as normal currency. That would be counterfeit money. You may have heard of someone pretending to be something that they're not. That would be an imposter. As imitators of Christ, we need to look for qualities in a person that are genuine, which are a normal way of life for that person. How do you do that? Well, you do that by observing that person, talking to her, him, finding out everything you can about that person's lifestyle. Determine what drew your attention to that person in the first place. What made you want to be like that person? Believers in Jesus are to imitate him in all we say and do and believe. We are called to be his hands and feet in our communities, modeling him in our conversations with others and being consistent in how we react to joyous events as well as to the burdens of this life. Are we going to do it perfectly every time? Oh, no way. Every one of us are flawed individuals. And remember, there was only one perfect person, and that was Jesus. But that should not minimize our need to strive to be more like him. The Apostle Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, the NIV version says this, "Follow my example as I follow the example of Christ." The ESV version says it this way, "Be imitators of me," that being the Apostle Paul, "as I am of Christ." So how can we be an imitator of God? I'll be the first to tell you that it is not easy. It takes a daily commitment, spending time with him every day through personal worship, prayer, reading his word, sensing the Holy Spirit directing your thoughts and actions. And we're going to have good days where things are going great. But then life happens and bad things creep into our schedule or negative thoughts fill our mind. It's in those tough times that others are watching you and taking notice on how you respond in those situations. That's the true test on how well you are imitating Christ. Keep in mind these words from 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21 from the New American Standard Bible. "For you have been called for this purpose, since Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example for you to follow in his steps." So let me encourage you today to imitate God. If this is something you're already trying to do, then great. Keep at it every day. But if this is a new concept for you, start off slowly. Find a Bible, read it, ask God to help you as you journey through life, pray about situations, then continue to grow in your walk with him. Be genuine in your thoughts and your actions. Remember, people are watching, whether you want them to or not. Set a good example for them to follow, always directing them back to Jesus Christ, the one we are to imitate. Thanks for listening. Have a blessed day.